Hey everybody, this video is going to be all about pushing with little to no equipment. So first thing we're going to start with is just a push off the wall. Now before we start that, I just wanted to talk about being vertical, right? So if I'm vertical and I'm going to be pushing into the wall in a moment, it's going to be the easiest of the pushes. Now as I get more parallel with the ground, or as I go inverted, which means my feet are higher than my head, it's going to obviously get much more difficult because it's going to become more like an incline press or a shoulder press. So here we go. First one is just using the wall. Right? If I just use the wall to do a push, obviously it's going to be the easiest and lightest one, and frankly probably the safest for some people that can't get down to the floor. All right, now I can obviously change my angle on this, or I can use a countertop. So sometimes when I microwave something, right, put it in there for a minute, I just put my hands on the countertop and just do some push-ups or some plyo push-ups. So second option is using a chair, right? We're getting more parallel with the ground. It's going to get more difficult. In this case, it actually feels better for my shoulder because I'm going to be in a neutral position, right? And it's also going to be a narrow push-up where my elbows are closer to my body, right? Coming down, coming up, situate my body, good alignment. Now from here, we can go into a so-called regular push-up, right? On the floor, right? So now I'm very parallel with the ground. I can go with a wide, I can go with a narrow, go with a diamond, whatever you deem appropriate. Now, in another video, we also talked about depth push-up, so we can always do that again, make our push-up even more difficult. If I'm going to touch my chest to the floor or just get down lower in general, right, it's going to make it more difficult. From there, maybe I put my feet up on top of the chair. So, get my feet up here. Going to be quite a bit more difficult, right? I can always throw, again, the books there, give me even more range of motion with the ground, not impeding my progress there. Now, to get to the hardest one is going to be inverted. So I'm going to actually put my feet over my head. Now, I haven't done this in, well, probably 3 years, but 6 years consistently ago in CrossFit, had to do this all the time. So I practiced a little bit before this video and it was not fun, but we're gonna practice it anyways right here. So I'm gonna get my hands roughly about maybe 18 inches away from the wall. I'm gonna get in a lunge position, right, or almost a sprinter's position, and I'm gonna be tossing my feet up and over my head. All right, into the wall. Now I can come down, touch the floor. If I want to make that harder, once again, I can put books under there, so it gives me even more range of motion without my head running into the floor. Now this is something I did yesterday for chest. I took a band, and again, I started with the hardest band and worked to the lightest band, the band tension. So this one's actually from Rogue. I'm gonna put my hands just in the middle of this big circle, right? I'm gonna toss it up and over my back, and I'm gonna push, doing like a bench press, dumbbell kind of thing, using the band. Now, I start with the heaviest band, so that of course that it gets difficult. Once it gets really difficult, I can do a drop set, right? Where I grab a different tension band, in this case purple. This one is actually a Serious Steel one, where that one was Rogue Fitness. Okay. And then I can do the same kind of motion, just like a push-up standing up. Obviously I could do it seated as well if you're worried about balance, right? Once this one gets real tough, I can switch to my third option. I know I got crazy with the bands, but there are more. I put the band over, get the third one. Now the third one's really easy, so you might just try to rep it out, or again, you might just slow down and do the mind-muscle connection, right? Where I'm just really trying to focus on my chest as I push forward. All right, I can do a single arm where I'm actually touching my chest as I use that musculature to see how much I can contract it. I'm not just moving my hand forward, I'm actually squeezing my chest muscle. That will obviously move my humerus forward no matter what. So those are some different pushes that you might want to implement. Do a drop set right there, really burn the chest out. Shoulder one, be a little more careful with. All right, see y'all next time.